The reason for the ceremony is to acknowledge the inability of our missing to be with us in this celebration. Remember,
the first celebration using the term Veterans Day occurred in Birmingham, Alabama in 1947. Raymond Weeks, a World War II veteran, organized National Veterans Day, which included a parade and other festivities to honor all veterans. President Dwight D. Eisenhower made it an official National Day of Remembrance in 1954. For his patriotism, Raymond Weeks received the Presidential Citizenship Medal from President Ronald Reagan.
He was only supposed to be there a year, but then he was asked to stay, and they would make him, he was an engineer. When what they did, they would build bridges, and the minute they would build them, they would get bombed, and the bridges would just crash. So then they had to keep building more and building more. It was like doing Lego blocks, you know. You built it, it went down. You built it, went down. But they had to, and then he was told if he stayed, he could be still with the same engineer group. But then it got where they needed more combat and artillery and that, so that's where he went down. So that was more towards the front of the line. But he came home, so. I really didn't know him while he was over there. I met him after. Okay. And so, but I was writing to a veteran, you know, I was writing to another veteran before, but I met him when he got home. That's when he really needed someone, because it was so hard over there. They didn't have what they needed. You know, I mean, I love our government. I don't want to down the government, but not knowing what was really needed for them, you know, communication and food wasn't in the area that much that day when they were hungry and that, but they survived. They stuck together, and most of them came home. He lost a couple, and that's why he likes to carry the POW flag, because he's got a couple friends that didn't come back, and they don't know if they were killed or if they're missing in action. So, yeah, very, very hard war. Very heartbreaking. I mean, it really is good to study the wars because there's so much history in them. And but we need to be there for all the soldiers coming home. Now my husband's got pancreatic cancer, and so he's going to Heinz, and they're taking very good care of him. So, I mean, being a veteran, it's so great. I mean, if you could go into the service, there's so many benefits. Just hopefully you don't have to go to terrible war. You know, sometimes you don't have a choice. But yeah, he's doing much better now. When he got home, he went for help, you know, psychological help, mental help and everything, you know, so he's doing much better. When he first got home, the dreams were so awful, you know. He couldn't be with the 4th of July. He had to put headphones on, you know, for any 4th of July or any time there are fireworks, because it bothered him so much. But the VA's there to help him, and all the support he gets from all you young people supporting him, everything is beautiful. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. He really was pretty tired today, but he said, I have to go. I have to represent my country. He is so proud. I don't know anyone that's a prouder man of his country than him. And then he's made me so proud, you know. And but yeah, and I heard, and his father was a World War II veteran. And he's gone up to heaven, but yeah, he was a flyer. So, a lot of stories about him too, so it's very interesting if you, you know, read about the wars and that, you know, and talk to the vets, mostly at Heinz. I mean, anytime if you want to go to Heinz, I'm sure you could set up something to talk to them, because they will probably talk your head off. When I take them there, I talk with them, you know, finally have to say, well, I gotta go now, okay, but I'll be back. Yeah. So, but oh yeah, they love. This is such a great feeling for them to do this.
Make sure you put money in that school fund.
Yes.
If you ever enlist from Illinois, make sure you return to Illinois, even if your papers just say that, because then you could go to any Illinois school tuition free, any Illinois state school tuition free. And if you put money into that school fund, it's a lot different now than it was whenever I was in the service, because the GI Bill has changed a lot. Now they ask you to contribute some, but we have a little book, this thick.
Best if you can be a veteran, go and get into the service and get benefits in that. But even not, I didn't know, but I'm with the Women's Auxiliary because my husband is a veteran. I can join the Women's Auxiliary at Post 974 in Franklin Park. And it's wonderful because it's almost like you're doing like when your boyfriends or your husbands or whatever were in the service, you're kind of doing things to, well, help the community, but also help the veterans. We even have a veteran now that's in Villas, California, and we're doing a package for him. And it's so important. It's so important to let them know. Just always say thank you for serving. Whether they were overseas or here, they still served, And that is very important. Yeah, it really, in fact, I would say it makes my husband feel better when the younger generation is acknowledging him more than the older. Yeah, so it is important. But boy, you can get a lot of benefits in that, and a lot of free schooling, and lots of stuff available. So, but this is nice. This is nice that Leiden is doing this. All my brothers and sisters went here. My mom moved and I had to go to West Leiden, which is okay. It's still Leiden now. But but we didn't have a program like this. I just think this is wonderful. We just acknowledged Veterans Day and, we went into the auditorium and sang a little, but not like this. I thank you all for making them feel so important and honored. And I know my husband, he knows a lot more what he did over there, but a lot of it he's tried to block. But like the movie Forrest Gump,
I love that movie.
yes, that is the one that really, they've had so many out, but the way when they're going through the rice paddies, that was my husband, going through those rice paddies in that carrier, going way up, and going through those rice paddies. That's exactly what he did, and that movie was the closest one to what he did in Vietnam, There were others, but yeah, and I mean, even though he had to pick up dead bodies, and sometimes it might have been just a half a body and put it in a bag and that, they made sure that they got everything that they could. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I gotta go do my duty.
It is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the soldier who salutes the flag. It is the soldier who serves beneath the flag. And it is the soldier whose coffin is draped